Hey.
All right, guys, we are live. Good morning. It's 6 a.m. here in Australia, so I'm still a bit bleary-eyed. I've got my second cup of coffee already rocking, and I am on with my good friend and the creator of Cloud Movie Machine, Mr. Steve Ben. Hi, mate. How are you?
Hey, Walt, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, buddy. Very, very well. We're just going to have a bit of a fun time this morning. I know that we've got a whole bunch of people that bought Cloud Movie Machine and that amazing software. When I first saw this program, mate, I was amazed. As you know, I've done a lot. I've done a lot of online video stuff. Even going back when I had like an SEO agency, I used to use services like Animoto and these kind of guys that were out there. That was kind of my first experience with movie creation, being able to just add still images. But when I saw Cloud Movie Machine, mate, it took it to another level. So well done on the program, by the way.
Oh, thanks for that. It was quite an epic project to actually get everything together. It's still, even now, it's being reworked. Still, loads of things actually being added. So, what you might not know is that Cloud Movie Machine was actually developed by Hugh Hitchcock.
Right.
But here's where my involvement came in. He basically had this software for SEO, just for creating quick little slide videos. And he was showing us like, oh, Hugh, this is so cool. But could you add these features? Because I tend to create a lot of like pretty unique style sales videos that I really do think help conversions. And do you know what? It'd be great if I could do this on my iPad, or it'd be great if I could just do it on my laptop, which isn't quite so powerful as my desktop computer. And so I was like, is there any chance you could, have something that actually did video editing and made really cool stuff in the cloud? And he went away and he was like, no, this isn't possible. This isn't possible. But Hugh is a great guy for this, because he says it's not possible. And then the next day he's like, I stayed up all night programming and it's
And guess
done
what?
and
It's
it
done.
works. And then you look at it, it's like, oh, wow. And so
You've spoken of Hugh so highly, like over the years that I've known you, and it's funny how programmers do that, isn't it? Like, they just have the ability to once something gets in their mind, they just they go off and do what they do. I love the people that can create like that, and make something amazing as an end result.
Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, like I say, we were just like, okay, what else do you need, Steve? What else do you need? And I was like, okay, I need a drag and drop slide designer, because at that point he just got this little text editor. And I was like, okay, if you could do that, that'd be great. And then he comes back to me with this thing where you can actually like draw on the screen and do layers like Photoshop. And I was like, this is way beyond what I wanted. And so the sales video for Cloud Movie Machine was created with an early version.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how cool I could have made it if I'd actually had the version that we all have now, like back a
Which is
month
amazing.
ago.
Amazing. One of the things, like for everybody that's joining us, so we Cloud Movie Machine, as it says, is based in the cloud, and it's bandwidth intensive. So it takes a little bit of a bandwidth to move the slides around and that kind of stuff. So we are not going to do too much in the way of actually on-screen demonstrations this morning. There's a lot of tutorials in the background, of course, that people can get in. I think this morning, more about the philosophy of what people can do. And one of the things that I talked about as far as a bonus goes, and the reason we're running this webinar, mate, as you know, is I want to make sure people have this as an asset in their toolkit. So many times we all buy stuff online, and I mean, I was just going back through my own JVZoo and Warrior Plus purchases the other day, and we start scrolling through the things I've bought, and oh my God, I had the best intentions with that, and I had the best intentions with that, and so many of these things just never come up. You're in the same boat?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, I've bought some of the weirdest stuff. In fact, I can just quickly tell you a crazy story. So when I first started buying stuff, probably around 2005, 2006, I was developing video software for film companies. I had this little company, but I realized I couldn't market and I couldn't program, so I needed something to do. So I learned about marketing. And I went and bought this report, and it was called Agency AdWords Secrets. It was like $17, something like that. And it is still by far the best ever product I think I've bought. Best report on AdWords certainly I've ever seen. And it was just such an underpriced little gem that nobody knew about. And then I bought other stuff, which everybody's gone crazy about. And, you know, it comes down to two problems. Either nobody ends up using it, or I just never get around to using it. It just sits there. It's just so frustrating, isn't it? And
I think it's true. And, you know, people always talk about this shiny object syndrome, you know, bouncing from one thing to another, and that it's a problem. And I agree. My own experience tells me that it was the purchase of one of those programs that was actually a tipping point for me. And that program that was the tipping point was Mike Vilsame's Butterfly Marketing. When I bought that,
I remember it. Wow.
Yeah, that was a big tipping point for me. That was like making everything happen, you know, as a result of that. Not that program itself actually went on to become anything of significance for me, but I guess immersion into the online space happened as a result. So I always kind of think, yes, the shiny object syndrome, where you're bouncing from one thing to another, is dangerous. But there can be one thing that can be a tipping point, and it can be something that's a catalyst. And I'm hoping that our discussion this morning, this evening, wherever you are in the world, today, let's say, our discussion today can help people, you know, maybe just think about this purchase that they've made with Cloud Movie Machine and how it can fit into an online business that they can create into a profit stream. And as I said, create this as an asset for them ongoing. So, you know, I've got a couple of things that I've made a list here of, you know, 9 different ways that we can use Cloud Movie Machine to make money. And we'll bounce back and forth, you and I, and talk about those kind of things as well. If you had to, if you could only choose one, Steve, yourself as the creator or as the person behind Cloud Movie Machine, the face behind Cloud Movie Machine, even though Hugh was the programming genius behind it. If you could only choose one, if you had to say, this is my software, I'm going out in the world to make money with this, what would be the approach you would take?
Just one thing.
We'll talk about the others in a minute, but if you, what's the first thing that jumps into your mind? I guess if obviously you run an online marketing business, you run a business itself in marketing. So, you know, local high street businesses and that kind of stuff, you're doing a lot of marketing for. So what's the thing that jumps into your mind?
Oh, no, you see, I'm so split. So I'm going to have to say it has to be promotional videos. I mean, I put a lot into sales videos for myself. I'm trying to get my clients to do videos as well. That's got to be it, you know, whether it's short form, 2-minute long videos that you can just put out there. You know, things like Facebook videos now becoming so big. There's such an opportunity to say to a local business, hey, we can create a great little video. We can combine some footage of you. We can combine some slides, some stock footage, reinforce your offer, put it out there on Facebook, put it out there on YouTube. So for me, I mean, that's kind of the biggest one, that little promo advert. You know, whether it's for one of our type of products online or whether it's for local business.
I think that's the low-hanging fruit, isn't it? I mean, and again, for the people that are watching, so we've been yabbering back and forth for 10 minutes, you and I. Yabbering's an Australian term, but I'm sure everybody kind of understands what we mean. You and I are great friends, so we can yabber all day. But you know, we spent about an hour this morning and talk about some of these different ideas, but I think that's the low-hanging fruit, the promotional video, the ability to grab some stock images, which Cloud Movie Machine has an incredible depth. One of the things that grabbed me was when I first logged in, I've created the very first kind of stock video that I created was for a launch that I did. Thinking back, it was the site called Advertise Free for Life, and then the spin-off of that, which is called Power List Marketing. This was like 5 years ago. And what I did, those videos, I mean, I think Power List Marketing's got over 100,000 views on YouTube now. But that video was a combination of a robotic hand moving, some shots of some lightning, and some voice text over. Do you know the stock to buy all that and put it together cost me about $150 for that movie, for that one movie. And so when I logged into Cloud Movie Machine, one of the things that grabbed me straight up was the depth of the stock collection that's there. I mean, that's a huge collection of stuff. And I know that, you know, there are different memberships with Cloud Movie Machine where people are sort of getting additional stock images and photography added all the time. But that's a really cool starting point. And as we saw, you know, we're talking about the low-hanging fruit, being able to grab that stock imagery. But the other thing, you know, if you're making a video for in a promotional effort, one of the things that I've seen work really effectively is taking a screenshot of that website. So, you know, you've got the logo, you've got the start of the website, and that can be the opening scene of a promotional video for an online business.
Yeah, very, very much so. One of the things with stock footage for me is it really helps you look different. It helps you look professional really quickly.
Yeah.
And if you think about some of the sales videos I've done, they probably cost me between sort of $500 to $800 in terms of stock footage, stock music. And so for us to actually go out there and get it was a little bit of a risk, to be honest, for Cloud Movie Machine, but we felt like what it would give people back, and I'm saying this because I really want people to make the most of those motion backgrounds, the music, the footage, is it just gives you that instant professional look. And you know, I don't know if it was you that told me a long time ago. I think it might have been at the first event we met at, that sometimes it's worth just creating a video to show to a business. Not even getting them to actually do it, just showing them it and saying, hey guys, I did this for you, okay? I love what you do. I'd love to work with you. Here's something I put together. What do you think? And it's a great way to generate gratitude and to really build up a sense of reciprocity and build that relationship. So, you know, that's what we're doing. Quick bit of stock footage and put it all together.
Absolutely. And for the guys watching, I'm big on templates, you know, because templates help you scale. If you scale has kind of been a bit of a buzzword in our little circles recently. And well, what is scale? Scale means something works, great. How do I get it working better and bigger without it costing me my life in the meantime? And I do mean that literally, you know, in terms of time, costing you your life. I'm big on templates. And one of the things that, you know, taking that example. So let's say we're going to approach a local business. What I would suggest for people is that you create one part of a video that can be used in every approach you ever do. And it can be something as simple like, so go into Cloud Movie Machine. I love there's some stock images there with the clouds moving and the city, you know, traffic landscape, you know, those beautiful high def stock backgrounds that you guys have got in there. So create, you know, something like that with some caption over the words, some great music in the background, something that says, we created this as an example for you. We'd love to work with you on a personalized version. So, you know, please get in touch with us, and then your contact details. So you create the ending with, you know, as I said, with some great moving, some caption over with your contact details, and that becomes your template, right? So you've created this ending. It's got amazing music, it's got movement, it's got something over there that says, we created this for you as an example. And then so that becomes the ending. Save it on your desktop, you know, download it so that you've got it there, keep it in a file. And then when you're looking to approach a business, and this is something that you can outsource, you can go to their website and get, you know, whatever images they do have on their site, or you can simply take a photo. If you're literally talking about a business that's across the street from you, go and take a photo and then upload it to Cloud Movie Machine. You know, so then you'd have an intro, their business, their website, one or two images from their website, or whatever you can garner. And then your ending. And you can literally create hundreds of examples where you've got that business, and then it shows great music, their business, and then the ending, we created this as an example for you, blah, 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 please get in touch. So you can create that as a teaser, right? And then that video can be sent to the contact form on the website, to the email address. Heck, you can even mail them a USB key. They're that cheap these days.
I've got a great little strategy to add to that.
Tell me.
Okay, so a thing I see a lot of times when people are working with local businesses is that they'll approach the pizza shop, then they'll approach a bar, then they'll approach a restaurant, you know, then maybe they'll approach a gym. Don't do that. Stick with one business type. So you were saying about creating the template, just have the same basic structure and go after businesses that are the same. You'll get to learn so much about what they respond to. You'll be able to really sort of work out what videos work for them. And then if you go through, let's say, 4 or 5 Italian restaurants, and you do that one after the other, you'll gain so much knowledge about what they're looking for and what they need and what appeals to them. You'll get way more closers than you ever would if you went, oh, Italian restaurant, florist, dentist, chiropractor. So
great advice.
I think adding that, it works so well with your template system. I just had to share that.
No, that's a great advice. And so what we talk about is first of all, create, you know, a stock template for yourself. And again, some just as a cheat, go to Fiverr, get an animated intro done. Like all of our products, I've got animated intros done. And so you can go to Fiverr and you can include, you know, your email address, your website, your phone number, a logo if you have one, and an animated intro. It looks just spectacular. And that can be your, you know, again, added on to everyone. So you can create this stock template. And then, as you said, be niche specific. So then you're expanding your templates into verticals. And I'm sort of illustrating with my hands in verticals. So we've got restaurants, and you can even go, as you said, Italian restaurants. You can have hairdressers. You can have salons. You can have sporting clubs. So you can literally focus down one vertical and go as deep as you can. So use some of the technology that's out there and get all of the Italian restaurants within driving distance from you, and just do something up for all of them. Will you close all of those sales? Absolutely not. And I always, you've heard me say this before, some will, some won't, so what next? That gives you so much peace. When, the hardest thing about generating income, especially when you're providing a service, is getting through all of the approaches that you have to do to get the one client that says a yes. And if you just keep saying to yourself, some will, some won't, so what next? It gives you a lot of peace, because suddenly you don't feel like, oh my God, I have to get this one. It's just some will, some won't, so what next? And you can just have that in your mind as you're moving forward. So, mate, on this list of mine, on the 9 things, the first thing that I wrote down was local business services. In your opinion, now, I always, when I talk to people about you, one of the things I say about Mr. Steve Ben is I say, Steve is a real marketer. In other words, he has a marketing business. He goes to bars and restaurants and local businesses and talks to them about their marketing. Why do you think video is so important for local businesses?
Well, I think that there's like the cynical answer, and then there's the more practical answer. The cynical answer is, all the big companies like Facebook and Google, they've always going to have the next big thing to push out there, haven't they? And where's their next sort of big pot of revenue? And we know it's all about those short videos, And we've had things like Vine come along and all of those sort of super short services. We've had the animated GIFs. It's all been about motion. And with things like 4G now, I mean, in Australia, I know you've got a great 4G network. In the US, for me personally, it's a little down, but I can still watch video on the go. And there's so much Wi-Fi around as well, that it's like, okay, they know from their perspective, there's a huge opportunity for them to make extra revenue. So what are they doing? They're educating people. And now, just like it's happened with Twitter, with sharing things, all those kind of things, liking pages, all of those things they became popular, and they were easy for us to sell as marketers because the big companies had done the work. They'd spent the money educating people, getting it out there with press releases and promotions and coupons. And for me, Walt, I never want to be going out there trying to sell something that the market isn't generally educated on. I want to be there early. I don't want to be like one of the stragglers, like happened with SEO. That's where you got all the people coming in with the really sort of cheap solutions, and that's why I left the SEO market. But video is the new hot thing. Businesses are so educated on it. We're all seeing it in the Facebook timeline, aren't we? Those auto-playing videos. Love them or hate them, they're there.
And interesting, like from an educational point of view, as you said, the hard work's done. That's a really great strategy, by the way, because I would venture there's a major percentage of people that are on Facebook. I mean, I know, and I'm still surprised every day when people don't have Facebook. I'm really. Oh, you're the one person that doesn't have it. Wow, that's interesting. I'm really surprised. But so let's say that the generic most people have. So when you're talking to a local business, you can reference that. You can say, when you're in your Facebook and you're scrolling down and your friend's video starts auto playing, right? And then you can show them an example of a video that you created using Cloud Movie Machine. And you can say, imagine that, scroll through, and your video, this is the kind of quality that we can present. So so you said there's a cynical answer, which was that one. And then you said was the more practical answer for why the local businesses need video.
The more practical answer is that we know right now, using video advertising online, paid video advertising on things like Facebook is dirt cheap, and it's actually getting results.
Yeah.
I can tell you what's going to happen in about 6 months to 9 months. Just as every other sort of new thing we find, it'll get expensive and it'll get difficult. But right now, it's easy to do. We know that
traffic while it's cheap is the the ending of that conversation.
Definitely, and there's just so much actually out there in terms of legitimate opportunity, in terms of things like YouTube. There are so many variations you do with YouTube advertising, and also even going a little further, using the video to do retargeting advertising to actually then bring them back. So somebody looks at a restaurant anniversary meal. They're looking for an anniversary meal. They watch the video, and the little retargeting can then follow that person around, can't it, and bring them straight back to that business. That's going a little more in depth.
They can have that retargeting pixel on the video. They can literally show that restaurant everywhere. The guy goes to work, he logs in, he's still sees that restaurant again. That following around has been the revolution in the last sort of 12 months of internet advertising, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I think video feeds in so well to that because it gets that engagement. It's very easy to go, oh yeah, I want to watch this. And as soon as you start watching it, you're being tracked. So as a crazy example, I think my wife was looking at something to do with farming. And now we have adverts for a local farm, sort of, an organic farm. It's following us around everywhere.
It's great advice for anybody watching. It's great advice for the guys that are watching. If you want to know what to buy, your wife or girlfriend or partner, go onto their iPad or their computer and just start looking at websites, because all of the ads you start seeing tells you what your significant other has been looking at, right? Yeah. So if you start browsing, like I know if I pick up my wife's iPad, if I need to answer an email or something, and I start scrolling through, suddenly I've got Tiffany rings and I've got, the latest perfumes, and I know what she's been looking at. Like I can find it. That's the power of retargeting, isn't it? And not just for the guys, for the girls as well. If you pick up the guy's iPad, you're going to find that they've been looking at those speakers from Best Buy, or they, have got them all. All of those. Everything that we look at follows us around. And, do you know, and we're a little bit off track there, and I'll get back on in a second. It was interesting in Liverpool, you and I were hanging out at the conference a couple of weeks ago, which was amazing, by the way. And one of the guys there, I think it was Devin, actually said, retargeting is the new list building.
Yeah.
We've all been taught build a list, and I am a strong endorser of that, because you need to have that database. But it was interesting that he said retargeting is the new list building. I think they go hand in hand. What he's talking about there is if you can just get the first views, you're effectively building a list that you can then continue to advertise to. You can pay for the traffic just to get them on your site, and that can be an engaging video, right? If you've got them on your site, you've got them on a retargeting list, and that's when the advertising can kick in. I think it's such a valid point.
Oh gosh, yeah. And this, just to bring it back to Cloud Movie Machine, one of the reasons I got so excited about it was that I didn't need to be carrying around loads of storage space, because everything is in the cloud. As long as I've got a decent internet connection, unfortunately, because we're doing video here, it kind of limits our capability. But as long as you've got that, you can churn out videos really, really quickly. So I can go to Starbucks, and I can have my laptop, and I can put together a quick video. I have an idea. I can put together a quick slideshow video, add in a bit of stock footage so it looks professional. You can even use the Google narration if you like. I mean, I prefer to do my own, but certain situations it looks odd. And because we've got that speed of creating content now,
absolutely,
that's a great way to draw in natural traffic and to get the retargeting, whether you're doing stuff for a local business or yourself.
Yeah, and you can be literally working there from anywhere. So number one on my list is the local business service. I think the opportunity for Cloud Movie Machine, we talked about templates, which I think is really valuable. Create, a stock finish, be able to drop in the images. You can walk out with your phone, right? So, hey, there's Joe's Pizzeria. Literally take a photo from the street, okay? Pop it up, get it into an example, walk in and show Joe. Right, you can literally do it. I think the local business service as number one on my nine ways to make money with Cloud Movie Machine. I think that's an opportunity. Now, not a lot of people are going to want to get into local business marketing. It's a massive niche. There's for everybody that doesn't want to get into local business marketing, I can say fair enough. I understand. But for those of you who are looking to make money, you got to know from me personally, from my heart, it is the number one way to make fast money in any niche or space that's out there. Everything that you know, even if you're 2 days online, which you're more than that because this webinar has happened a week after the launch, so you're at least a week online. Even if you're a week online, you know enough to make a lot of money from local businesses. There are hundreds and thousands of businesses out there that have absolutely no clue about how to make a video, about how to even put up a squeeze page, what to blog. They have no idea about lead capture. They have no idea about retargeting. They have no idea about Facebook marketing. This is such a massive opportunity for literally anyone, Steve. Agreed?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You've got to remember, Joe, his business is selling pizzas. I mean, he probably thinks,
and he's so focused on the sauce and pepperoni. He has no concept or even want to know. You know, Joe will happily pay you $500 for your knowledge just to get that stuff done because it's something he doesn't want to think about.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to focus on what his business is to him and what's bringing him results. And somebody like, say, even who's been online a week will know far more than this new parents who got Joe. They will already know far more than him. A great way to get attention as well, just a slight variation on what you said, is to actually just produce a quick video, just actually about yourself as well. Don't forget to
your own services.
Yeah,
exactly. And Cloud Movie Machine is brilliant. I was introduced to it when I saw the sales video that you created, and I love the fast moving images, the layover, the dramatic music. Literally, when I saw that, I said that's an Apple video. You know, that it's the same kind of things moving through and the overlay. Like it was so well done. And if you do that with your own services. So you can do something simple like video is capturing the attention of the world. You know, you've got fast things moving in the background. We can make your business stand out. Literally, you can create a studio level production on Cloud Movie Machine, on your iPad, on a phone, on anywhere you can get a connection, on your sister's connection, whatever it is. You can create that, put it up onto YouTube in a public thing, copy and paste the URL, and literally just take your phone in or send that video to people on an email. You know, they can literally click play from within their email. You can create an amazing advertisement for yourself using this technology.
I mean, what I'd recommend is use the option where it'll push it automatically to YouTube. Perfect. Once it's uploaded to YouTube, walk out of your coffee shop, walk over to the business owner.
Yeah, walk in, fire it up, and just go, we can do this for you, you know, and that's a great way. So local business services, I think, you know, what we're talking about there, just to finish off this, the first one of the 9 is businesses that are on literally brick and mortar. They have a store, you know, pizza salons, sporting clubs, all these kind of things. You can approach them and you can help them make promotional videos. You can help them make lead capture videos, you know, doing some Facebook advertising and that kind of stuff. You can help them make any kind of demonstrational videos and all of the sort of functionality. What are there other types of videos that you can think of? I've listed there: promotional videos, lead capture, YouTube ads, where you make like a 40-second ad that goes in the front of YouTube videos, and promotional. Is there anything I've missed there, Steve, or does that cover about most of them that you can think of?
Well, actually, there is a slight variation that I think is pretty useful. If you're looking to get noticed online, one of the most effective ways, if you don't notice people, should I say you're not known by people, I mean, sure, you can go and you start typing to them, I've got my launch company. That's not going to work very well. We all know that. But why don't you record a little personalized video? It's not going to take long in Cloud Movie Machine just to edit the slides, add a quick recording over, maybe even a little clip of yourself that you just got off your webcam, put that right at the start, upload it to Cloud Movie Machine, say, oh, hey, my name's Chris, my name's Simon, whatever. I just wanted to reach out to you. I love what you do. I really like your products. I just wanted to let you know that I'm here and I can help you with A, B, and C. Yeah. So if you wanted to get somebody's attention, it's going to be an awful lot easier.
Make it personal. Yeah, definitely. And again, that can fit into the templates thing. So the personal part of it literally can be 5 seconds. Hi, my name's Walt, and I'm here to help you make your business bigger, whatever it is. Like, or put their business name in your intro. Hi, my name's Walt, and this is for Joe at Joe's Pizzeria. We really love, you know, what you're doing with the community, and we want to help you get more customers, right? And then it can go into the stock footage and your template. So very, very cool. Okay, so local business services. I think we covered that one. Number 2 that I've got there, and I can't have a conversation about making money without dropping this one in, and that's making videos for affiliate promotions.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what better way to get trust, to engage people and to really tell them about a product than actually create a video for it. It shows, one, that you've taken the time and effort to actually get to know the product, and two, it's really much easier to consume a video than maybe just read a text review or
the interest. The interest is much higher, you know, and we see that with sales pages all the time. They have a video because it keeps people engaged and entertained. And again, you don't have to have. It helps to have a product shot, you know, so you can literally something that's, if you're doing an affiliate promotions, especially for something that's online, you can usually find an image on their website. You right-click it, and you can then use that image in your video. But as we proved with the sales video for Cloud Movie Machine, and as we've done since, it doesn't you don't have to have a lot of footage about the usage of the product itself. You have a box shot, you have you talking about the product, and then you can have lots of that high def movement. You can have the text overlay. Use the slide designer as well to emphasize some points. So you can create an amazingly stunning video to do affiliate promotions.
Definitely. I mean, you were saying about sort of the footage doesn't have to be related. And the reason for that is it's a pattern break. It's a way just to go, oh, wow, what's this? Just to make it a little different for somebody. Because for me, almost anything you do in business should also have a component of entertainment to it. I've got clients who work in very, very boring industries, I can tell you. And if they get even the most slightly interesting email, they're all over it, and they'll tell me about it for about a week. Because you know, we get lucky. We sometimes get these entertaining, funny videos, and you know, all these kind of things. A lot of businesses, they're getting online, and it's all very dry and boring. And I'll tell you,
it's they get order numbers and suppliers and something to break it up.
It absolutely sort of, it sparks them up. It gets them engaged, and that's why I really, really wanted as much stock footage as we could get in there. Hugh was actually already on it with the music and the motion graphics, and I was just like, can you add stock footage?
Add a lot in there, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really, such a valuable thing.
It just helps.
That affiliate sort of marketing place, and you're right, it's a pattern break. That affiliate ability to literally grab any product. So you could type in a product, or you could literally just go to any of the big marketplaces out there, ClickBank, JVZoo, all of Warrior Forum, whatever, all of them that are out there, and not just those kind of products. You can go to Amazon, the world's biggest affiliate marketplace, and you can literally find any product and create that kind of interesting, amazing, and again, I love the quality that Cloud Movie Machine is putting out. You can create an amazing video in just a few minutes on an iPad, on a phone, or whatever, and do that pattern break, get that in front of people, and it gives them a bit of a jolt. Do you know those videos, that kind of video, makes a great pattern interrupt for dull and boring training stuff on YouTube. And what do I mean by that? YouTube ads is a massive thing at the moment, and there's some amazing people out there like David Schloss and like Brandy Sweeney. These people that are specializing in YouTube ads. I'm giving people some resources that they can go and find these people if they want to find out more about it. They're big on YouTube ads. I mean, Brandy's making like $250,000 just purely from YouTube ads. But what's interesting? So let's think about an affiliate promotion. Say we've got I don't know, like let's use Amazon. Some latest home stereo equipment. It's a $2,500 sale. You know, even at a low commission, it's a $70 or $80 or $100 commission on that. And so you can grab some stock images, create an amazing overview video of this. Who is the target? That's an easy question to answer. If you go to Alexa, for example, and type in, find the website of that particular product, put it into Alexa, it'll show you the age, the demographic of those people, and what you'll find is a profile, right? And then you can think like, okay, so what would a professional 35-year-old accountant want to look up on YouTube? They probably, if they're looking for and I'm talking specifically about the pattern interrupt style of video. If we're talking about what are they going to need, they might want to look at a how-to video, how to set up my home cinema, how to decorate my office, how to whatever. If you can find some good boring technical videos and run your ad before that video. So somebody's going on and they're looking for, I don't know, how to grow my tomato plants, right? And before they get to how to grow the My Tomato plants, they're seeing an amazing video on some home stereo equipment or whatever. You're going to get some clicks, and it's seriously cheap.
Almost definitely.
If you've got this quality that Cloud Movie Machine can produce, that wow factor is going to get more interest than the actual boring tutorial video that they're going to watch. I use boring as a, again, from a patent interrupt point of view.
I got a little bit of a sneaky strategy there, actually. If you're on YouTube and you do a search, but on the top bar you actually limit it to channels.
Nice.
So you'll just get all the channels, and when somebody has a channel, it usually means they've done more than one video. And it's usually on a similar topic, isn't it? And what it's really great to do is, let's say you're looking at something like weight loss, and it brings up a channel that's really popular, not a huge corporation, but somebody who's making their living off that YouTube advertising. Just have a look through all of their videos, because you'll find that they're obviously marketing something, even if it's just themselves, and you'll have those slightly different variations. It'll be like hot yoga, Bikram yoga, all of these different things, Pilates. Just look at which ones were the most popular. And then you've got a nice little sub-niche that you can go into, or that you can advertise in front of the generic videos. And wow, that's a really hot market.
So let's talk about tapping into an existing traffic source, right? So you go in, you look at channels, you find the yoga instructor who's got the different things. They've got 2.5 million views and 50,000 subscribers. They are making their living off YouTube advertising. So guess what? They want YouTube ads. They need them. They like them. And they turn their channel on specifically. So now, like, what an amazing strategy to say, find me a hot channel, right? Go to Amazon, get yourself a few product shots and your affiliate link for a product, yoga mats, yoga instructional DVDs. Get yourself some links to those products, put a high quality movie together with Cloud Movie Machine and drop it on an ad on that channel, which Google Ads allows you to do, specify which channel. Perfect. Within, let's say maximum 10 minutes, find the channel, make the decision, go to Amazon, right click, get 2 images, go to Cloud Movie Machine, put in the images onto my template, click here for more details, drop that into your YouTube ad, and the click here goes to your affiliate URL. Bam, done. That's a fantastic strategy, mate. I absolutely love that. So affiliate promotions, we've talked about local businesses need video and exposure. Affiliate promotions, a fantastic way to make money quickly, being able to find hot topics, which is a great thing to do with YouTube, and then put something together. The next one I've got there is kind of similar, but like it or hate it, something that happens in our industry a lot is called launch jacking. Yeah, like it or hate it. So why would we hate it? Let's start with that conversation. I hate the terminology. It sounds like something bad's happening. If somebody relabeled it to be something, I'm trying to think of a better name. Let's call it launch. I don't know, launch catapulting or something like that. Like it's. I hate the terminology, but I love the strategy. What are your thoughts, mate? Do you have any comments on launch jacking?
Not hugely, no, because I've actually been so scared of it after hearing the phrase. I've actually just like, I don't
hearing
even know
the phrase. Carjacking, hijacking. Yeah, these are good things? No.
Am I going to go carjacking? No.
Am I going to go hijacking? No.
Not.
Am I going to go launch jacking? Probably not, because it's got the same connotations. But let's talk about what launch jacking is. Launch jacking, and again, terrible terminology. So before the end of this few sentences, we're going to come up with a new phrase. But let's talk about what is commonly known as. So there's a big launch coming up. You can find out all about it on all of the coming soon notice boards, the Munchies. And in our space, we have places like JV Notify, we have Munchie, we have the Facebook groups. If you're talking about online software and business, the space that we play in, there's a lot of avenues to know where launches are coming from. And what launch jacking is where we know that this is coming, and so you put together a lot of content, lots and lots and lots of content on lots and lots of different web properties, so that when the launch happens, the natural inclination of people is to type that into Google. So, Cloud Movie Machine as an example, people will type in things like Cloud Movie Machine bonus, Cloud Movie Machine review, Cloud Movie Machine walkthrough. They'll all of these terms that people kind of want to know this is a big launch. My inbox is just filled up. Let me find out if anybody's got some reviews on it. And launch jacking is where you've got so much property online, so well optimized and keyword rich, that when those search terms are typed in, your results are coming through. Now, it's a form of affiliate marketing. So your results are there, and people click, they see your amazing Cloud Moving Machine review video, then they click the link and they're going through and they're buying the product from your affiliate link, as opposed to the person who dropped it into your email. It's a legitimate form of making money. I hate the terminology.
Yeah, it's very bad. I was just thinking when you were saying that, that's another prime use of YouTube retargeting. Put your video on YouTube, start building that list, because you know people are interested in those products.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we talked about yoga as an example. If you're interested in a particular form of yoga, guess what? You're most likely interested in other related things. So let's get out of the internet marketing space. You know, if you're watching a video on yoga as an example, you are very likely interested in other health related stuff. You're likely interested in health and fitness apparel. You're likely interested in health and fitness equipment, healthy eating, you know, that kind of stuff. So you can build a retargeting list based off one particular entry into a market segment, and then retarget that list with lots and lots and lots of other additional products that are related. Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely. So launch jacking, I think, I don't know, how can we rephrase that, mate? Maybe we'll leave it up to somebody else to come up with a new course that
about
they can
borrowing authority and
see, why do we hate it? Because
leverage.
Launch leveraging, it's, you know what?
Yeah,
it
sounds better, doesn't it? It sounds less likely gonna go to jail for it.
Yeah, exactly. As a product vendor, if somebody came to me and said, "Well, I'm really wanting to launch jack your upcoming," I'd say, get out of here. Just don't even talk to me. Like, I don't even want to talk. But if somebody changed that terminology and came to me and said, "Well, I really want to launch leverage what you've got coming up," I'd say, go for it, man. You know, whatever. Awesome. Yeah. I'm happy for you to put in the effort. Isn't that an interesting?
It's very interesting, that, isn't it?
Isn't it? Like, if I came, well, you and I are friends, so it's a different category. But, you know, somebody that you didn't know so well came to you and said, "Steve, I know you've got something good coming up. Mate, I really want to launch leverage it. I'm putting together all these videos and whatever." You'd be thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, go for it, mate. As much traffic as more power to you, you know. But if somebody wants to launch jack you, you'd want to send people around to their house. You know, it's just a different world. So let's. Launch jacking, terrible terminology. Better to think about it. Launch leveraging. I like that term. So what it is literally making use of existing publicity. And interestingly enough, trend jacking doesn't have the same negative connotations. But even if we said trend leveraging, if we use the same positive terminology, let's, instead of just talking about launch jacking or whatever, let's talk about trends. Facebook and Twitter and YouTube have trends, you know, and if you can actually, I forget the URL, you might know it off the top of your head, but Google has a trends history, and
they've changed it a few times. I used to
it doesn't matter, guys. If you go into Google and type in trends, it'll be the first result. So Google Trends, you know, a trend can be blink of an eye stuff. Like, it can be something that is quick and happens just today, spikes up because everybody's talking about it. But there are also trends that have had I guess a longevity to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, films are a good example, or you know, things, political campaigns or fitness regimes or routines, like the paleo diet or the low carb diet, that kind of stuff. Trends that have spiked and then maintained a popular interest. You can see that stuff. So if we talk about, sorry for the terminology, but again, trend jacking, you can create movies based on those trends. So it's not just about launches. Launches are one way of looking at a trend that you can affiliate market straight away. But if you look at trends, you can then trend jack or trend leverage by creating all of that web stuff, creating some amazing videos using Cloud Moving Machine. And when people are sort of typing in paleo diet or whatever, making sure that it's your properties that they're finding and coming through to. And again, attaching that to a monetization with affiliate marketing, or, you know, building some retargeting lists and that kind of stuff.
Well, you were talking there about two different types of trend. One which is the kind of, it's a new thing that's going to become hot, isn't it? And it's building up. Video marketing is actually a great example of that. How it's actually, just coming up. Then you got the stuff that's really fast trend. It's buzz, isn't it? It's it could be around for 2 or 3 days. It could be around for a week. And I still think you can actually still take advantage of that. If you're in a particular area, and let's say you're really into tech and gadgets, and there's a new announcement, a new product coming out, a new phone or something, that might not have a huge lifespan unless it's a really hot product.
Yeah.
But you can still create a quick video and still capitalize on that traffic and bring them back to your website and keep
Interesting
doing
that you say
until your
that.
blog gets known.
Absolutely. Interesting that you said that. And using Cloud Movie Machine, what's really cool is that you can do that quickly. You can hear about a trend, log into Cloud Movie Machine, click, drag and drop, and within 3 to 4 minutes, create something amazing, automatically submitted to YouTube, and start to capitalize on a trend that you saw 6 minutes ago. You can have a video up about it with, again, retargeting. You can be driving to a list. You can be driving to an offer. You can literally, for no other purpose than creating content on your blog or your site, but you can have that done within minutes using Cloud Movie Machine. Like, you can literally be watching the news, or see something pop on the trends area in Facebook, go log into Cloud Movie Machine and have a video created in 5 minutes about that trend.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've had, like, the past few years, one of the trends has been curation. Textual content and images powered by really viral headlines, and all these sites like Upworthy and stuff, just pulling it all together. Huffington Post. Obviously, video is going to become a huge component of curation. And if you're the person who's getting the hot little videos out there and they're getting shared, that's a massive amount of traffic, isn't it, for you?
It's huge. And again, you can do anything. If you've got the traffic, you've got the money. That's as real as it gets. And if you can capitalize on the trend by simply putting out high quality stuff quickly, then you can be first in market, and you can be the one that has the retargeting list that can then move it through. So launch jacking, trend jacking, whatever you want to term it, let's call it leveraging the existing publicity and creating fast moving video content as a result using Cloud Movie Machine. Number 3 on our list. So we've got local business services, affiliate marketing. Now we're talking about trend leveraging, if we use the right terminology. Now, the next one I've got there is, so I've got local business services. Number 4 on my list, Steve, is online services. But what do I mean by that? I'm not talking about launch jacking. I'm not talking about somebody who has a video on their website. But what I'm talking about is the millions, literally tens of millions, hundreds of millions of websites that are out there that don't have video.
Oh gosh, yeah. I've got a great example for you here. Well, I use a little comparison table generator. Literally, you can put like 3 products together and it will generate a nice little table, which is obviously great for websites doing affiliate stuff. Guess what they don't have? They don't have a video showing it actually. So it was like they wanted like $40 for a mid-level package, $99. I went for the $99 package, not knowing what I was going to get. And I figured it out. And I just thought, if they'd have had a quick video, here's
showing
how you
the differences between them. Yeah.
With just one screen capture video, which if you're on a Mac, you can just record it using QuickTime, or you can get a demo of Camtasia or something like that, ScreenFlow. You can just put that up and just intersperse your slides on Cloud Movie Machine. Okay, here's how you do this. Here's how you do this. Somebody could do that for a business in sort of 10 or 15 minutes. And
absolutely,
like I say, it frustrated me so much with this chart generation company.
It's crazy. And, I just had a thought there as well. What you can do is, so you can literally create the movie and intersperse it with Cloud Movie Machine by cutting up the slides with a big banner that says demo only. Do you know what I mean? Like demo only, cuts, another 3 seconds, demo only, 3 seconds, and just send them the video and say, guys, for $55, I'll send you the uncut version with the demos out, and whatever. Just, it's such a quick and easy way of making money. There are tens of millions of websites out there that don't have videos talking about their product, talking about any kind of attention grab. And that's an easy way to use Cloud Movie Machine is if you're using this as a business, you can start to go through and find websites that need your services, and then you can literally create short, attention-grabbing, high-quality videos using Cloud Movie Machine, send it to them, and with a buy button underneath it.
So I don't know if you've got this on your list. I don't want to be jumping ahead.
Go. Yeah.
One of the things that I found so much is this. We know there's something on almost every topic on YouTube, But an awful lot of businesses, let's say they've got 3 or 4 people, I used to find that they wouldn't know how to use stuff on, let's say, Google Apps. So let's say I got them set up on Google Apps, they'll be a little bit clueless. So there was a guy who didn't know how to delete his email. And every 6 months, we'd have to increase his inbox size because he didn't know how to actually kind of deal with it. Or, you know, how to actually use a webcam. Imagine if you just recorded little videos, which they're talking about generic knowledge that's out there, but people struggle to find it. It's like, I've just recorded this for you. Okay, here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. So let's say you're not actually producing promotional videos for a business, online or off, but you're actually producing stuff showing them how to get stuff done. Absolutely. I think, you know, not a huge cash generator, but very easy to do.
Easy
it's
and
not
quick.
The knowledge that's specialized, but you know, it's
no,
easy.
exactly. And you know, we're talking about different ways of making money. And I remember reading a book called Multiple Streams of Income. By Robert, I can't remember his name. It's probably in my collection somewhere. But multiple streams of income. So maybe it's not a huge cash generator, but if you've got other things that are on the go, you know, and you're approaching local businesses and you're waiting for the pizza shop to say yes or whatever, and you've got 10 or 15 approaches out this week. In the meantime, you can be picking up $20 here, $50 here, just by doing exactly as you're saying, just by
and actually building a relationship as well, because the next time they want something like that, they've already got a relationship with you. That's something a lot of people forget, whether you're doing online stuff, offline stuff, building that relationship, whether it's, let's say you're promoting a web service as an affiliate, but then you've got that personal connection. They're going to give you the heads up on coupon codes, on special offers. They're going to go the extra mile. Local businesses are more likely to do big deals with you in the future. Who's going to get the $2,000 deal? The guy who's done a couple of small deals with them for $20 or $30, or the guy they don't know?
Absolutely. There you go. Exactly. And if you've got those tiny little trust deposits, you know, that's what we call it in business, as a trust deposit. You're literally depositing into the account, so that when you need to you know, you never make a withdrawal, but when you need to cash that in, that trust, you've got lots of sequential trust exercises. They've done business with you on many times. You've given them some free stuff, and then of course, they're going to write you a check when the time comes. That's very, very cool. The other side of that, so I've got online services approaching websites that don't have videos. I've got, you know, what about the businesses that do have videos? So you can actually go, somebody's got a video on their website, but maybe it's not great. Okay, you can go and actually offer them a higher quality. The other thing you can do is show them how that they can distribute their video more widely. So you can, part of the bonus that people got when they bought Cloud Movie Machine through the link, Steve, as you know, is Hydravid. I gave them a copy of Hydravid, and I gave them a copy of Hydravid Syndicate. So they've got amazing distribution facility. They can go to people that have already got videos, and they can offer them that distribution service as well, as just another way of making money. Facebook videos, again, if they've got videos on YouTube but they're not visible on their Facebook page, go and create a Cloud Movie Machine video and show them how that they can get that extra exposure on Facebook.
Oh, most definitely, and that's a huge opportunity right now.
I've got two here that are a little bit off the wall. So we've covered kind of the first 4, and we've been, using my terminology again, we've been yabbering for 53 minutes. And we've covered 4, so I'll you know, I want to make sure I get through these for people. I keep looking up at the clock. 2 here that are off the wall, right? The first one, and guys, this is not meant to be an exhaustive list. This is a list that you can go, man, I never even thought of that. And you know, Steve, sometimes when you're you hear about a lot of successful people, they read a lot, they listen to a lot of podcasts, they immerse themselves in a lot of information. Why? Because it's not necessarily that information that causes the success. It's the mind pattern that happens while that discussion is happening, you know. So it's not so much the information from the podcast, but while I was listening to the podcast, it hit me that, oh, bang, 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 bang. That's where a lot of that sort of the idea factory comes together. So this is not an exhaustive list, but hopefully from our discussion, you can be starting to write your own notes and saying, I could do this, I could do that. This is suddenly starting to become a business that you can depend on. So here's one that's off the wall. I've got here an interview recruitment video service. So this is where the market is, right? People that are looking for jobs, okay? And you want to know how to find them? In Australia, there's a website called Seek, all right? And there is a repository of resumes, Okay, so there are, and they all have contact details on them. Why? Because people are looking for jobs, and you know, and I know there's Seek.co.uk, but there's hundreds of thousands of job websites, the recruitment websites.
Yeah.
So sign up as a recruiter, and you'll be able to actually see the resumes of people, right? So here's a service that you can offer. Hi, Steve. I saw, you know, and again, you can do this in a video. Hi, Steve. I saw your resume on seek.co.uk. We have a service where we actually provide high quality video imaging introductory videos for $99 that'll help you get more attention from your employers. This is what we'll do for you. This is an example. Beautiful, high quality, fast moving video that introduces the person, lists out their qualifications, you know, does an amazing stock footage movement in the background, and then just, you know, closes out with your profile shot. That as a service, again, is just something off the wall that is an incredibly lucrative business. How do I know? Because my parents, you know, keeping it real, my parents ran a resume business for 4 years. Incredibly lucrative. Just people didn't want to write a resume, right? My parents were charging somewhere around $200 to write somebody's resume for them, right? And you know, so go to online portals where people are trying to get a job, right? And you're probably not going to focus on the, hey, I just got out of school or whatever, maybe you are. But people that are looking for higher level jobs, you know, they are expecting salaries of 50,000 plus or whatever. And there's millions of them, guys. There's no limit on this. There's millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people. All you need to do is set up one website, which is your recruitment profile introductory video service, and a buy button down the bottom. Hi, Steve. I saw your resume on seek.co.uk. We'd love to help you get more attention from your employers. This is what we provide as a service. Please click here. They go. They see an amazing couple of resume videos. They get theirs done for $97. What do you think?
That's absolutely fantastic. I'm blown away by that idea. That's going to become huge, isn't it?
Well, think about it. Like if you're an employer, you know, do you know? I heard a story. Where a guy trying to get into a job sent the CEO a bowling ball. Right? He sent the CEO a bowling ball with a little sticky note on it that says, "If you're looking for a strike in your next employee, this is my number. Give me a call." Guess what? He got the job. Hundreds of resumes on the desk. One thing made a difference. So if you can provide a service that helps people get better job prospects, then you're providing an incredibly valuable service. How you got 2 resumes and one person sends you an introductory video, you know, with high quality, good stock footage, moving imagery, you know, listing out their skills and services and contact details at the bottom. Dude, you're in front of the game. Like, that's an incredibly valuable service you can provide for people.
So, Walt, have you heard of the TV show Top Gear?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so like literally all of the presenters have just been let go, and a guy called Chris Evans, who's a big sort of radio guy over here, he's literally just been given the role. And what he announced today was he wants to have a member of the public as one of the presenting team.
No,
and they've sent in little video resumes. It's got to be no longer, I think, than 3 minutes. You know, they can't do any fancy tricks with cars or anything like that. It's just got to be them talking about stuff. But imagine, you know, just
so for one of the most high-profile jobs in the world, for one of the most high-profile, it is one of the most high-profile jobs in the world. They are asking people for video resumes. So if you're going for an accountant's job or a school teacher or a, you know, bricklayer, and you have something that sets you at that standard of one of the most high-profile in the world, what are your chances? Are they better or worse? Right? Would somebody pay you $97 to increase their chances of getting a $100,000 a year job? Hell yeah, absolutely.
I want somebody, you know, Odesk has become like Upwork or something now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I actually want video resumes now on all of that stuff. Okay, because if I could actually see a video of the person I'm hiring, I would feel so much more happy. Somebody's on this call and they can program. Please make some sort of video resume site, okay, and then fill it.
And then tell us, let us know, because
pay for.
I think I think the person that picks that up that idea and runs with it, and again, guys, there's no such thing as saturation in this market, right? There's a bunch of people on the call, but there's no such thing as saturation, right? You can create a very simple one-page website offering video resume services and it doesn't have to be anything more than stock footage. One single profile picture with the moving images and a list of skills and abilities and an email address at the end. You've got yourself an incredibly valuable service to offer people. So that's my first off-the-wall way of making money with Cloud Moving Machine. I think it's a good one.
I absolutely love it.
All right, cool. The next one, I was trying to think of hot markets. The next one I thought was parents of both new babies and 21-year-olds. All right. Imagine again a one-page website, and the service that you offer is the 21st birthday compilation video. Okay.
Oh, and nice one.
What parents do is they email you all of the baby photos and the kid getting drunk and the one where you were riding your bike for the first time, and they email you all the photos, and you put together an amazing, high quality with a soundtrack overlay 21st birthday compilation video for people. Again, it's a $97 service. How cool is that?
I actually did something pretty similar because I don't know if people know Cloud Moving Machine. There's a little sort of add images thing, and you just go in.
Yeah, upload your own images.
It will do it in bulk, but it will also do it in the alphabetical order. So if you've got all the timestamps and everything, Perfect. It actually does it all in order. It will add it all straight to the timeline, and so literally you could build that within a couple of minutes, just with maybe 30 photos, and then just go in.
How amazing would that be, right? So, and again, just as an idea, so I had new babies and I had the 21st birthday, compilation video service, and one web page can do both. I want a new baby video, and literally, what an amazing gift for grandparents to be able to send them a DVD, right, of the new video baby, and they can just have it as a screenplay or whatever, or create an online video that. All that kind of stuff. And believe me, again, speaking from personal experience, new parents spend money on stuff, right?
Yes.
Have you gone to a friend's place where they've got the plaster cast of the baby's hands and, that kind of stuff? There's no limit on this, but just as an off-the-wall idea, the compilation video of the baby photos or the compilation video of the 21st birthday, amazing service. Again, here's a, you can even do a search. There's some technology on there where you can find people who are coming up to their 21st birthday, click through to Facebook and find their parents and send them an email. Hey, I noticed that John has got his 21st birthday in a couple of weeks. This is a service we provide. It's called the 21st birthday compilation video. Just send us as many images as you like, up to 200, and we'll make an amazing 21st birthday presentation video that you can give to John next Friday.
Well, you should have mentioned this stuff. You should have talked to me in private in Liverpool about this stuff. And
again, do you know, I had a good friend of mine, a guy named Dave, and we were working together on some products. And this was very early in my days, Steve. And I said to Dave, mate, I'm a bit worried about saturation. I'm a bit worried. There was 7 people on the webinar last night. That means there's 7 people. And Dave was like, dude, are you serious? There's 7 people on the webinar. And he said, if you went out now and stood at a busy intersection in 10 minutes, so many cars would pass you by. If you just had 10% of those customers in 10 minutes at one busy intersection in the world, you'd have more than enough business to cover you for the rest of your life. There's no such thing, right? So these ideas are just something that you can do with the investment that you've made in Cloud Moving Machine. These are businesses that are ready to go. Again, a parent sends you a zipped file with all of the photos from their child's life. You just unzip it, upload in sequence to Cloud Moving Machine, and send them back an amazing 21st birthday compilation video. That's a $97 service you can charge for all day, every day, and you've got the technology to do it.
Wow.
So we're up to number 4 was online services, approaching websites, doing the videos for them. Websites that don't have videos, getting them better. Then we talked about the recruitment service. I think that's going to be massive. When just providing an edge for people. The compilation video for both new parents and the 21st birthday, or it could be as simple as a retirement. You know, like the company, take that compilation video service to any level that you want to. The company whose employees retiring after 22 years, the company sends you 15 photos of the company from the last 5 years or whatever, and you put a compilation video for Fred who's retiring on Friday. Amazing. You know, the sports center compilation video where that team has just won the gold thing, the championship for the year, and you've got some stock footage from all of their tournaments during the year, put it together a compilation video. You know, again, that service is something that you can do for people with Cloud Movie Machine that you've already got an example of. And again, get your thinking cap on, get your pen and paper out and start writing. What other compilation video services can I provide? So that number 6 on my 9 things to do can turn into 10 or 15 different multiple streams of revenue. Again, you can have a complete business service revolving around Cloud Movie Machine. Yeah?
Almost definitely, yeah.
Cool. So the next one I've got there is I've got launch calendar servicing in the not IM space. Right, what do I mean by that? How would I possibly know what new products and ideas are out there that people want to get more exposure for? Well, the first thing I wrote down is Kickstarter and Indiegogo. All right? The successful Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns have amazing video compilations, videos showing stock images, showing, you know, the dream of the umbrella that shoots air up or whatever, like the esky that is on wheels. They have videos, right? But what about all of the hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns that have no videos? Right? That's one source of...
That's amazing, Walt. Wow, what an opportunity that is.
What a massive opportunity, right?
Wow.
And you know, the launch calendar servicing. What about some of the what do they call them? Accelerated, business accelerator incubators, where you know, businesses go, they've got an idea, they're trying to get funding. What if you started approaching the business, I can't think of the terminology, accelerator pods, you know, what if you approached the actual places themselves and became the service provider of the promotional video for the businesses as they're coming through?
Business incubators, business hubs.
That's the word I'm trying to think of. It's an incubator, right? And again, there are hundreds and thousands and more popping up every day. There's probably hundreds of thousands opening every day of the business incubators, because that's a fascinating space for entrepreneurs. They want to invest in new and emerging technology. If you just Google business incubator, there's literally tens of thousands that you can approach immediately as a service provider. So that's another area where you can find out new and upcoming products and be a service provider in that space. If you just type into Google the key phrase launching soon or opening soon, you're gonna again have more business than you can shake a stick at. That's a weird expression, by the way, but you're going to have a lot of business, is my point. So my number 7 on my list of 9 ways to make money with Cloud Movie Machine is to become a service provider for people that are launching products. And we talk about Kickstarter, Indiegogo, business incubators, sources where people go with an opening soon, coming soon kind of approach. What do you think, mate?
I think that's an absolutely fantastic idea, isn't it? Video obviously is really, really key for all of these new sort of sites. And also, I'm kind of torn because I love the business incubator idea, and I love the sort of the online crowdfunding approach as well. There are you're right, there are so many people who don't have videos, who need videos. They don't have the software. They look at most of the software out there. They think it's really expensive. They don't have the expertise.
And yeah, it's fascinating. Like, I mean, do you remember when we were in Liverpool, Matt Ford had this neural wave thing that he actually bought from an Indiegogo campaign, right?
Yeah.
Now, I checked out that Indiegogo campaign. Amazing technology. It's been 20 years in development, but the Indiegogo campaign is terrible. It's awful. It looks like it's built in the 1960s, right? With Cloud Movie Machine, with such an easy system that I've already worked with, and hopefully the people on this call have done the same. The quality that you can put together so quickly, even with the oldest, crappiest looking stock photo of this technology that you could possibly imagine, which is what's already on their Indiegogo page, put that into some movement, you know, with some exploding light and suddenly you go from an Indiegogo campaign that is just barely getting by to boom. Wow, look at this studio production. These guys have got their goods together, right? Hundreds and thousands and hundreds of thousands of Kickstarter, Indiegogo campaigns, and all of the other crowdfunding sites that are out there have no video. And you can quickly, you can even, again, send them the example. Take a screenshot of their Indiegogo campaign, put it into a Cloud Moving Machine moving video, send them a demo and say, hey guys, love what you're doing, love the technology that you're launching, and really wanted to help you out. We do this promotional video service, $97, $197, $497, and I'd love to provide you a video. I'll have it done to you. I'll have it back to you in 48 hours. Right?
Wow.
So number 7 on my idea of 9 things to how to make money with Cloud Moving Machine is get into the space of people who are opening new products, launch incubators and accelerators, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, go and provide a service.
I love that. Absolutely. Cool. Yeah, absolutely love that.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad I'm on point. Like I was just trying to think, what can we provide people who've invested in Cloud Moving Machine and make sure that they get value. Number 8 on 9 things that we can do is business presentations. Okay, now this is at a corporate level. So businesses that have 10, 15 employees and above, up to hundreds of employees, 500 employees, and you know who they are. If you walk out, you'll know all of those businesses out there that have got big car parks full of cars, and have staff that wear brand names on their shirts. They're the companies that we're talking about. They have quarterly meetings, they have monthly meetings, they have yearly meetings, they have AGMs, they have stockholder presentations. They have a lot of times during the year when they are public facing, and you can do a service where you provide them with their opening video.
I've got a great way
here at a glance. So they send you a logo, they send you a graph with lines going up, all right? They send you 5 happy customer photos, and you create, or you can actually go and source that stuff yourself, and you create for them an amazing annual general meeting opening 2-minute video, right? And instead of their normal CEO in a dark suit and a red tie standing up going, well, we've had a good year, they start their AGM with an amazing presentation, and suddenly everybody's engaged. That's, again, a service that you can provide for a company that doesn't have the time to do the video production, and you have the tools with Cloud Moving Machine.
I've got something that I can really add an awful lot here, because I don't know how many people will be aware, but a lot of those bigger businesses, yes, they require stuff for external stuff, but they also have a need for what's known as internal comms. This is when they've got a new product coming out, they want to educate the team, or they've had a great result, or they've got an award thing coming up, and they want to, kind of get everybody excited. And this is one of the things I actually used to do in the early 2000s. I was a video editor, and as well as doing short films, I used to edit short films for sort of various charities, but I also used to do corporate internal communications videos. So I'd be like, hey, we just maxed out our sales in the 4th quarter. And they would ask me to put together a little video, and I'd usually base it on kind of a movie type theme, put a little bit of jazz in there and stuff, make it look really funky. And nobody else was doing this, and it was like such a huge opportunity, because managers want a way to incentivize their team, to motivate their team, to communicate the successes.
It's so broad. Actually, I thought of just like meetings and stuff, but it's so broad. Can you imagine so think about the last time I had a job, which was 6 or 7 years ago. The company that I worked for had thousands of customers, right? But imagine on a quarterly basis, they put together a new features thing that they send out to their customers. It's internal, yes, with staff, but also internal. Hey, we won the XYZ of the year award, like a 2-minute video that they send to their customers on a regular basis. Just wow, aren't we that's amazing service that people who have bought Cloud Moving Machine can provide with the technology that they already have. That's really, really cool.
I have a really, really boring one as well from the SEO client of mine. So you might have heard me mention that I used to have quite a lot of clients that did furniture, and there was one guy who he drop shipped all his furniture. So he would go to the warehouse about 20 miles from where he lived. He would pay out the cash, and they would send the furniture, and people would order it off his website, and it was French reproduction furniture. And you know, it would be so easy just to take the sort of the photo he had of each item and take the text, put the photo at the start of the video, put the text into the slide generator, and just have a little video for each item in the online. How many
look at the eBay space. Look at the eBay space that are drop shippers, that kind of stuff, where you could literally have a video on your eBay page, which is possible to do. You know, and again, just moving images of the French lounge, you know, of from different angles. Wow. I mean, real estate agents with their stock images that they have of the house.
Yeah, real estate.
All those together.
That's a huge one. There's a huge need there, but I honestly don't know how many.
Interior decorators, you know, anybody that uses still images in their promotions,
landscape gardeners,
can provide an amazing service.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, cool. I love that. So that's number 8 and 9. If we go with the boring one, I don't think that's a boring one. People that think there's so many hundreds again of businesses that are visual, that they need to present an item that they are selling, and they typically have stock footage. And all it takes is to get that stock footage and put it into a timeline, put a soundtrack over it. It's amazing, guys. On video as well. If you've ever seen, if you're watching a lot of sales videos or presentation videos, sometimes you'll see where the guy talking is exactly the words that's coming up on the screen. And I often wondered to myself, why are they typing on screen exactly what the guy's saying? Like, come on. I actually got told this the other day and I went, duh, why didn't I think of that before? Because a lot of time in a workplace, people don't have their volume up. So think about what your video looks like to people with no sound. All right, important to get your message across and your call to action across in text as well as a spoken word, just as a tip there. All right. So, mate, I think we've covered off some cool things, but I've got number 9, 9 things, 9 ways to make money with Cloud Movie Machine, and we threw in the extra 10th there. But of course, the 9th thing that I've got there is, as part of the bonus package, people got Hydravid, and all of those other 9 things that we talked about. Hydravid itself is a distribution service that you can then go back through and offer as an additional way of making money. You can go to the local pizzeria and talk to them about distributing the video across multiple platforms, using Syndicate to get it ranked in Google. You can talk to the business presentations about getting their videos syndicated out. You can talk about the recruitment agent getting their video, the recruitment style of things. So everything that we've talked about with we don't talk launch jacking anymore, we talk launch leveraging. But again, there's the service ability of Hydravid to be able to then syndicate that video to get massive exposure and to use the bonuses that you got with Cloud Movie Machine to, again, make money from your investment.
So
cool.
Have we got one more to come?
No, that's my 9. So ticking them off, I've got the local business services, affiliate promotions, launch leveraging, online services, people that have already got existing websites but don't have video, people that have got videos that you can do better, and people that have got videos that you can then increase their exposure. We've got the interview with the people that are looking to get a job and helping them get ahead. We've got the compilation service with new babies, with 21-year-olds, and then we talked about sporting clubs compilation videos, and we talked about lots of other compilation videos that you can put together. The launch calendar, where we talked about products that are emerging using sites like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, using launch incubators and that kind of stuff. We talked about business presentations. Number 8 was business presentations, where people can have a engaging high motion video for their internal promotions, for their customer announcements, and you know, meetings and such. And we talked about number 9 was the Hydravid service, and you threw in there anybody that uses stock image still photos that you can then provide high motion video for. And that gives us 10 ways of making money using your Cloud Movie Machine purchase.
I'd say there's another really easy one, isn't there? It's just
Let's
putting together little videos for people who just want traffic. So putting together little content videos for sites that produce content all the time.
Absolutely. Take a blog.
You know, these top 10 type videos, things like that. Top 10 articles and things. Just say, hey, I'll add a video for that.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. And just, yeah, top 10, you know, anybody that's the reason, look at a press release. Anybody that's done a press release, go and grab them and put videos together for them as a traffic accelerator. Mate, I think as we started the call by saying, a lot of times we make these purchases and we don't use them. you know.
Yeah.
And I hope that in an hour and 19 minutes, we've been able to at least give people the wow, you know, maybe I could do something with this that I hadn't possibly thought of. Maybe I can do just one thing that makes me an extra couple of $100. Maybe I can create an extra stream of revenue when I hadn't thought about it before. I hope we've given a lot of value here. But here, Steve, what do you reckon?
I think we've probably given too much value, Walt, in that there's quite a few ideas.
Right. I think if we'd given three, I think if we'd given 3 things that they could do, that people would take action. But what I want you to do, you know, go back. This recording will be live as a replay within a few minutes of us finishing. You're right, mate. It's too much. You know, I've watched our viewer count drop. People have stayed on for 20 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever, and they've dropped off, and that's okay. And you're right. There's too much information. But I wanted to, you know, really show people that their investment in Cloud Moving Machine doesn't have to be another thing that they've got that doesn't move anywhere with them. All right. I hope we've given somebody the opportunity that they can go and create some revenue from an investment that they've made with Cloud Moving Machine, because it's certainly possible.
Whenever I buy anything, although I don't always live up to it, I always try and figure out, okay, how can this pay for itself? So let's say it was about email, it was how to improve your email or something. Okay, so if I get a 1% boost on my emails in 3 months, I'll have the cash back for that training. And then everything else I get after that is profit. With this, imagine if you just put together one video that you sold for $50. Okay?
You're done.
One video, and then you're done.
And all of those conversations that you've had with yourself internally, oh, I shouldn't have bought that, or, you know, is this really going to pay for itself, or am I really going to use it? All of those conversations with yourself, null and void. Because if you can think about any one of those 10 or 11 points that we've talked about and just go out there and, as Steve said, create one example for an instantaneous return of $50 you've paid for the investment and you're not out of pocket. If you take one of those examples and really take it forward, you don't even have to take it to its maximum capacity. If you just take it half as far as you think you can, you'll be making a few $100s a month, a few $1,000s a month, however far you want to take that. But there's money to be made in the provision of service in the video space, and Cloud Moving Machine makes that easy.
There's a huge opportunity, and the fact that you gave HydroVid away, which I was a little bit like, oh, that's maybe a little too much to give away, but you did it.
Yep.
And that really gives people just such an extra layer of value that they can offer, because it's not only like, can I create the videos, but I can actually get them ranking for you. And that's what's going to get business owners' attention. I mean, I think you can tell we're both sort of both seeing a lot of opportunities with local business owners and online business owners. Of course you can use it for yourself. You can use it just to bring in traffic via your videos, to get people to know you and your brand, to quickly create content videos to get indexed yourself. So you've got that opportunity of making money for yourself via traffic, via building up your own reputation, or you've got all of those people out there. The Kickstarter and Indiegogo one just blew me away, because that's the kind of thing where you can be making just maybe some 1 or 2% difference, but that could be hundreds of thousands of dollars in the end for them.
Absolutely, exactly, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And every one of those, do you know what? There's not a single Indiegogo or Kickstarter campaign, there's not a single one that if you went to them and asked them, are you hoping not to make your target? Are you hoping not to get there? There's not a single one that want to go on Kickstarter or Indiegogo to fail. And that's an amazingly hot and rich market, because every single one of them would not have listed on those sites unless they had the specific intention of raising capital. So they are there to make a success of themselves, and they are ready to do whatever it takes. There's your marketplace. And as you said, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars of opportunity sitting right in front of people right there with Cloud Moving Machine.
I'd like to just share a thought I had a few years ago when somebody said to me, why do you bother split testing stuff on sales pages, because it only gets you like a 1% or a 2% increase. And a lot of videos, often they'll make that 1% or 2% increase. But the fact is, if you've got something, let's say a Kickstarter campaign that's getting 8% conversions, and it goes up by 2% to 10%, that's not a 2% increase, that's a 20% increase, because you've got the actual pool of people who are making you the money or getting you the traffic. And it might look like a small increase when you're considering the total audience. When you're considering the audience or the buyers that affect you, it's massive, massive leverage. And that's why I love to do sales videos. That's why I love to create video content. And that's why just one video from Cloud Moving Machine could make the difference, like you say, for an Indiegogo campaign, for a local business owner, for somebody with an e-commerce shop where they sell loads of products and it just looks boring and dry.
And you can pick them up and just run that video. And I think that's, you know, we're about 90 minutes in, and I think it's a great place to wrap up with that comment from you, mate. Your Cloud Moving Machine investment that you've made can now have such a massive impact on the business world and on the people around you, that you have a responsibility. And as a result of that responsibility, you're going to go out and make some serious income as a result. And I'm pleased to see it. Steve, thank you so much for joining me, mate. I really value your friendship and your time, and it's also always great to jump in and chat with you. Congratulations on Cloud Moving Machine to you and Hugh. I think that's such an impressive piece of kit. And I think people have the opportunity to create something really special for themselves and create a genuine stream of income for themselves as a result of the technology that you've put out. And again, mate, thank you so much for your time and for your forethought and ability to put this into the marketplace. I really appreciate it.
I'll just end by saying that this certainly isn't the end for Cloud Moving Machine. We've got lots of new things that'll be coming up over the next year. So everybody who's got on board now, I promise you, you're going to be very happy. We've got loads of great new features coming out. And also some pretty cool integrations with other systems, which hopefully I'll be able to talk to you about in a few months.
Fantastic. I look forward to it, mate. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It is now 7:30 a.m. in the morning here in Australia. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us. I hope you can take action on a couple of the things that you've seen here. Congratulations on your purchase of Cloud Moving Machine. You've got an opportunity to go out and really do some amazing things with that program. Don't let that go to waste. It's fantastic to have you with us, and thank you so much for your trust and joining us. And again, go out with Cloud Moving Machine and make some magic happen. Thanks, guys. I look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thanks for having me, Walt.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.